Hi there. I wanted to make this video on my laptop, which I've just got out of security, using my microphone. I've got a USBC mic, which you might have seen in some of my previous videos, but they said that I couldn't have it, so I'm just doing another screen recording of the camera on my phone using the screen recording app. A couple of things I wanted to talk about today. First of all was a really bad experience I had years ago with a medicine called Clopixol. When I was injected with it at Colchester Hospital, I went to go and stay with a friend of mine, and I got really ill. I had this thing called akathisia, which is like a Greek word that means it's the inability to sit still, and just constantly pacing. If you try and sit down, it's just like there's this insatiable urge to sort of move around. And I got really ill on the injection version of it. When I first went to Signet, Taunton, 2018, I was prescribed Clopixol, which is like quite an antiquated medicine they use quite a lot in psychiatric treatment. And I didn't actually take any of these tablets because I thought that they were potentially sort of fatal, like even one of them could be fatal. I wouldn't advise anybody to secrete meds. Like if the doctor gives you meds in a psychiatric ward, always take them. Don't resist taking them. But I did do this myself. Not gallery camera. There's something called, there's this weird story behind it, and this was my sort of rationale, right? So there's something called the MHRA, the Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Authority. And what they do is they stipulate the sort of terms and conditions for pharmacies and hospitals to kind of have best practice and guidelines, and they are a regulatory authority. The only drug that you will ever find in like I reckon pretty much any pharmacy in any hospital, but definitely in like a psychiatric hospital, that comes loose in like a jar, like rattling around in a jar as if they were vitamin D or vitamin C tablets. They just come loose in like a jar. Everything else comes in like blister packs, where you like pop them out of the foil. And they have to do something called an audit. There's a few reasons why it's a bit weird that these Clopixol tablets are kept in pots. The first one is that they have to do an audit every so often, right? And what that means is that you have to count every single tablet that's in stock and account for every single tablet that's in stock. So if they want to audit the Clopixol tablets, Clopixol is the name of the injection, Clopixol is the name of, I don't know if it's a brand name or if it's, I think it is Clopixol is a brand name, and Clopixol is the actual, I know that's the name of the injection. I don't know about the injection or oral description, but I'm digressing a bit. Anyway, if they want to do the audit, they've got to tip them all out into like a bowl, and they have to count every single one, as they go, and could potentially breathe or cough coronavirus onto them, or the time release, like sort of castor oil coating could get chipped, and like it could end up fucking up the time release. And so it's like a breach of cross-contamination. It could damage the tablets. Then there's this other fucked up thing about Clopixol tablets. I got it into my head that these things were like fatal. Like if you took one of them, it would be like really bad. But these tablets that they were given me in 2018 can't be identified from one dose to the next dose at all. So they don't have like a splitter in the middle, and they don't have like any like numbers on them. Most tablets will have like a number on them, not all of them, but most of them will have like a number on them. So aside from being kept loose in a pot, the only way to tell the difference between one of like, I don't know, I think it's like 20 or 50 milligrams, is just by the slight change in colour. I posted loads of stuff on my Google Drive about this because it was like, just seemed really circumspect, because you could potentially overdose a patient with this medicine if somebody kind of accidentally they put the wrong tablets into the wrong pot after they did an audit or whatever. So you've got like red and burgundy, and that's the only difference. That's the only difference between the two, is that you've got what, some are red and some are burgundy. So if somebody did end up kind of like having an overdose of this medicine, there would always sort of be this plausible deniability that the tablets got confused, you know. Anyway, if you'd like to contact the Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Authority and ask about the packaging and distribution, dissemination of Clopixol or Clopixol tablets, the ones they've got them, I just saw this morning taking my meds, they've got a pot exactly the same with like a red and blue stripe across the front. They've manufactured it by a Polish company called Lundbeck. I don't know why any pharmacist would order them in from Lundbeck if that's how they package them, so that they have to be tipped out, coughed and sneezed all over, damaged, and mistaken for other medicines twice their potential strength based on somebody who might have a colourblind deficiency, which I don't think would prevent you from being a sort of a registered psychiatric nurse. And yeah, yesterday I got a call. I spent sort of most of the day in bed yesterday. I was really depressed and like I didn't feel very good about my life, and I spent a long time like sort of sleeping, yeah, so I missed a call from the solicitor that was going to come and see me, and when I spoke to her again in the afternoon, she said to me that she was going to come and check the legality of my section, but with the caveat that if she did find my, that's a charity I donated to the other day, messaging me, if they did find that my case was unlawful, they wouldn't be doing anything about it. If you put in unlawful detention and look on Reed Solicitors, they've got a whole page for unlawful detention, and it specifically talks about mental health, like unlawful deprivations of liberty. They've got a team of solicitors on the Reed website for like Bristol or whatever. They've got a massive building just by St Nick's Market in Bristol. You've probably seen it if you're from Bristol. But yeah, she basically just said she was going to turn up and she was going to do an assessment. She was going to check if my section was lawful, but if it was unlawful, they wouldn't move to prosecute. And she was going to fill out a legal help form with legal aid. I won't sort of reveal all the details of our conversation, but yeah, it just seemed a bit pointless. You know, what's the point in coming to check if my section is legal with a legal help, legal aid form, if you're not going to stand up for me and do anything about it? And she said, no, you have to go to a medical negligence solicitor. I said, unlawful detention is something which can only be identified by a Mental Health Act solicitor who knows their way around the intrinsic nature of the administrative protocol and all that sort of shit, and like knows mental health law and understands what medical legal scrutiny is and all that sort of stuff. And it's a crime. Like, you know, you can go to a criminal lawyer, false imprisonment at the Crown Prosecution Service. I mean, look up unlawful detention and false imprisonment on the CPS website. Look at the guidelines. I think you'll find it carries an indefinite prison sentence, which I don't really want to kind of like enforce on the hospital, but like I don't know why I haven't been given a copy of my medical legal scrutiny. The NHS gave me a copy when I was in hospital. I posted that on Facebook yesterday. But yeah, anyway, I was a bit dejected when I'd finally phoned back the solicitor at like 4:30 when I woke up from my depressed and morose narcosis, or I don't know, what's the guy in Fight Club? He's narcoleptic, so it's not narcosis. Yeah, just a big sleep basically. But yeah, always take your Clopixol tablets if they're offered to you. They won't do any harm, but it is a bit weird that they come in a pot like they're vitamin tablets, and you can't tell the difference between like one that's like almost 2 or 3 times the potency of the other one, except for by colour. And it's a bit weird that although this solicitor did agree to come meet me, she said that she wouldn't be moving to prosecute if I was unlawfully detained, which would be, from what I can see, like a really high value case. You know, they'd get loads of money for it. Not that I'm trying to get loads of money. I said I'd give it all away to anybody who could help. Like, I'm not trying to wrench the hospital to line my own pockets. I'd just like to be treated fairly and like they would treat any other patient, rather than it being sort of dodgy. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you know anything about the MHRA regulations on tablets being kept loose in pots, and if you know anything about good unlawful detention solicitors that can come and visit me, give me a call or get in touch. And wish you a really good afternoon. Thanks for watching my video.